despite our nervousness, I know we're all very nervous, but all of us online here, Taiwan and different parts of the world, we are rooting for all of you. The first fellow we would like to bring up on stage is Tasmia. Your topic is an it's an environmentally friendly recycling factory. So you're going to share with us your idea. For each presentation, you will have 5 minutes. So Tasmia, you're very brave to be the first one. 5 minutes to share your story, to share your idea of this environmentally friendly recycling factory. Tasmia, I'm going to hand over the mic to you. Feel free to switch on the mic and we will start with the presentation from Tasmia. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon from Bangladesh. I am Tasmia and now I will give my presentation and share my project experience in this project. In 2022, a program was held in our school to prevent environment pollution and water wastage. In that program, I came to know about the harmful effects of plastic. From then on, I started noticing that people threw plastic away on the road and river instead um, instead dustbins. I felt that I should do something of it. I was thinking about what to do. One day, my teacher asked me to plan a project of for GOH as per the SDG goals. Since there um, since there was a lot of load shedding in our area, I thought of planning a project to solve both the problems of plastic pollution and um, plastic pollution and uh, recycling plastic. So, based on this thought, I made a model plan of the environment friendly recycling factory project. Sorry.
No worries, Tasmia. We can hear you clearly. Your mic is working. Yeah, just make sure you adjust it. We can hear you very well.
Okay, thank you.
Take a deep breath. Yeah. Or do you want to adjust it a bit to make it tighter? We can hear you very well, so no worries. That's great. Take a deep breath, yeah, and we're here.
However, after
Anytime you're
3
ready.
online meetings with GOH, I realized that it was not possible for me to implement this project completely. Then I made some changes in my project. I emphasized spreading awareness on plastic pollution and developing a small scale power generator. Then I was given the opportunity to attend a uh, to power camp in Taiwan, which was great. In the power camp, I got the opportunity to learn about many things. After coming back and using the learnings of the power camp, I started implementing the project throughout the month of August. Um, I worked on spreading awareness by organizing door-to-door campaign, rallies, and parents meeting in my locality with everyone's cooperation. Also, I tried to spread awareness through social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I received a lot of support from my parents, um, teachers, and community in the implementation of this project and was successful in producing electricity on a small scale. However, I could not measure the rate of carbon dioxide emission and therefore pro- proportion, which made it impossible for me to produce washing soda. Moreover, the carbon dioxide could not be contained properly, which led to quite a bit of carbon dioxide being released into atmosphere. So my future plan for this project is that I will increase public awareness in my area and continue to work on it. As I saw different dustbins in Taiwan, I will make similar organic, inorganic, and plastic dustbins in my area so that wastage can be easily disposed of. Overall, I think it was a great learning experience for me, and I believe that it was it has given me the opportunity and confidence to make a positive change in my locality. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dora Tsai. I'm from Taiwan, and I'm here to share with you the journey of my sustainable action, zero plastic bags in Taiwan's traditional markets. Next slide. Next slide. Since 2002, Taiwan has introduced rules like charging based on the number of bags and cutting down on plastic use in different places, like supermarkets and convenience stores. This rule applies to many types of business, totaling around 100,000 locations. Although there have even efforts to use fewer plastic bags, the yearly total remains high at 15.5 billion. Even though it has decreased by 4.5 billion bags every year. Traditional markets, which aren't part of these rules, have become the biggest user of plastic bags. This is because plastic bags there are cheap, clean, easy to use, and are given out for free. This has led to lots of people using them without control, both sellers and buyers. We follow two important guidelines, Goal 12, which is about responsible consumption and production, and Goal 17, which is about working together for our goals. Next slide. In my project-based learning sessions, I learned a lot from teachers and classmates. They helped me understand more about sustainability projects, and their ideas inspired me to make important changes to my own project. Next. It's really important for me to join these events where I can work on my plan and make change as necessary to make it better. At first, my plan had some problem because it wasn't complete. But after taking to my mentor and getting input the feedback from my peers, I made some big improvements. I even added things like interviews and surveys to make my engagement with EBL significantly improved my project by setting clear goals, aligned with enhancing community engagement, collecting valuable data, and learning to adapt to challenging list transformation has been helpful in my project's success. Next slide. From these interviews, I learned a lot about how different people in the market see the returnable shopping bag service. What I found is that most shoppers are okay with using this service, and it doesn't stop them from shopping at traditional markets. Some people even say they would change how they shop because of the market's plastic reduction rules. Next. In August, I carried out my plan, which included the bag exchange activity. This campaign represents our effort to reduce plastic use, not just spreading awareness, but also giving hope for the returnable shopping bags service in the future. We also invited support to join the Zero Plastic Bag Sustainable Action community at the markets. The goal is to make sure the project continues and to keep addressing the plastic bag issue. Additionally, I gave the collected plastic bag to store for recycling and reuse, following the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle principles. During our promotion, we noticed that many people have started bringing their own bags when they're shopping. This shows that habits can change when there are rules and policies in place. While working on this, I got a lot of support and recognition from people who liked the plan. Many vendors also wanted to join in and play with this important project. However, some vendors agree with the plan, while others thought it was impossible when all the measures weren't in place yet. Next slide. To solve the problem of shoppers forgetting their bags, we thought about having a refund vending machine at the markets. This machine will let customers borrow bags temporarily and then return them later during the next visit. It's a handy solution. Plus, having this borrowed bag at home can reminding people to bring their bags next time or use the market bag, so they get their money back when they return. However, to make this policy work, we need some extra steps. By offering returnable shopping bags, people can slowly change how they shop. Those who forget their bags can still shop, and those who want a cleaner option will bring their own bags. People who often forget can collect public bags because they put a discussion on these bags and encourage them to exchange their behavior. Lastly, the support we got during this event shows that our idea can work. Our success proves that this can be a practical way to make a difference, and we hope that the people in charge will consider it in the future. At first, a big challenge was that some shoppers didn't believe the activity was real. We also didn't have a lot of time and people to work on the project. Plus, this project was just a test and couldn't be done on a big scale or with a lot of force. We dealt with the problem by working together with the local community and have friends who knew the market vendors help us promote and be the stalls. Since the project only lasted for a month, we want to keep it going and make it bigger in the future by organizing and partnering with other group and organization. To solve this problem, we're looking into using machine for renting bags and thinking about making a system where you get your money back when you return the bag. Both of these ideas could help people change how they shop and use fewer plastic bags in the markets. Next. I recruit some supporters in the market to join my community. We hope that down the road, we can all work together to change how people in Taiwan shop. And in the future, we plan to do more things like getting the community involved, educating and raising awareness, collecting data, making things bigger, using technology and pushing for better policies. It's all about using the strength of community to make good things happen. Next. Thank you for your time and attention.
I'll
Hello,
hand the mic
everyone.
over. Yeah.
Okay.
Queen,
Hello,
go ahead.
everyone. My name is Queen Azalia Rahmawati, and I'm from Indonesia. So I'm going to present our final presentation project, Transitioning Beyond Plastic, Empowering Youth for Sustainable Waste Solution. The goals is promoting the reduction of single-use plastic and supporting sustainable waste management. We have understood how important education and behavior change are in achieving the SDGs. Next. Learning outcomes from the PBL station. First, building collaboration with multi-stakeholders to disseminate education about reducing single-use plastic. Second, I also understand the importance of social media campaigns to spread our message and engage more people in our movement. Third, considering the project's sustainability by encouraging people to donate recyclable waste and providing education about waste separation at its source. Through this learning journey, we adapt the project to priorities education and foster wider collaboration. We attained several milestones during this initial project phase, including multiple workshops, group discussion, and engagement with communities, organizations, and schools. Additionally, we spontaneously set up an educational booth at the NGO festival to introduce the Transitioning Beyond Plastic initiative, showcasing the project's versatility and proactive approach. Next. And please play the video. This activity notably raise participants' consequence about the harmful impacts of single-use plastic and sustainable practice. Furthermore, they enhance awareness regarding children's environmental rights and the pivotal role of women in tackling household waste issues. This account stands as a concrete proof of successful collaboration. Thanks.
Belanja dari plastik, go to zero waste.
Next. The second problem-solving approach for this project involved the establishment of the Transitioning Beyond Plastic Movement Instagram account, utilizing online education through live collaboration and generating educational posts about transitioning beyond plastic with 7 local media influencers. And the results are coverage in 4 cities, covering 47% of my city, 10.2% of the capital of Indonesia, 3% of provincial capitals, and 1% of major cities within the province. Coverage in the top 4 countries is Indonesia, followed by the UK, India, and the US. The primary beneficiaries are in the age group 18 until 24. And 64% of them are female. Next. The project received substantial media coverage with 20 articles and our appearance on a government radio talk show further promote transitioning beyond plastic. Our collaboration with the Environmental Department during the Independence Day ceremony at the landfill, attended by 145 participants, gained traction online, emphasizing the issue of single-use plastic. Next. Next.
Tanah air, ku tidak kulupakan.
Next slide.
Next slide. Okay.
Yes, thank you. The project's successful implementation gathered stored waste donation from various sources, including individuals, neighbors, communities, students, and a prominent private company, LTD Auto 2000 Astra, demonstrating a strong commitment from stakeholders in reducing single-use plastic. The data comprising 412.1 kilogram of waste valued at $57.62 highlights the tangible impact of supporting eco bulk store development. Beyond the financial impact, the project effectively educated the community about sustainable waste management, fostering an environmentally conspicuous community actively reducing single-use plastic. Next. Throughout the journey of the Transitioning Beyond Plastic project, me and a volunteer of Sanggar Hijau Indonesia organization have successfully addressed various challenges with measurable solutions, from low public awareness to the dominance of single-use plastic in the market. We proactively developed educational campaigns, utilized available research, and created environmental friendly alternatives. With a focus on collaboration and changing consumer behavior, this project has sustainable waste management in Jombang, Indonesia. The success of this project is concrete evidence of our commitment to positive change in environmental issues, inspiring active participation from the local community. Next. The Transitioning Beyond Plastic project effectively tackles mindset and behavioral challenges linked to waste management, reducing reliance on single-use plastic by aligning with SDG goals number 12 and number 4. Our initiative has joined a broader global movement dedicated to environmental preservation and sustainable education advancement. The project differs activities, particularly the empowerment of women's group, contribute significantly to SDG 5, while the robust collaboration align with SDG 17. Measurable data, including plastic-free product sale, participation in education initiative, and stakeholder support demonstrate the project quantifiably positive impact on sustainable development objective. Next. Through strategic steps such as enhancing the economic sustainability of eco-bulk store, environmental cadet training, ongoing fundraising programs, collaboration with various stakeholders, impact monitoring and evaluation, and the development of replicable models, the Transitioning Beyond Plastic project, which I will undertake with the support of the Sanggar Hijau Indonesia volunteer, has successfully not only achieved its goals of reducing single-use plastic, but has also made a significant contribution to addressing issues related to women and children. With the utilization of annual grants, we are confident and capable of expanding and strengthening the efforts of this project to create long-term sustainable impact. Next. And the last, I want to say thank you for Garden of Hope Foundation and all who have joined the Transitioning Beyond Plastic movement. Together, we can achieve the sustainable development goals and make a positive contribution to the environment and society. Thank you.
So my name is Anjali and I am from India, and I have completed my 12th Government Girl Senior Secondary School, Hilimandi, and now I am pursuing BA second year from Dronacharya Government College. So now I am present my project in brief. So next slide, please. Yeah. So, place of my project implementation, Hilimandi, Pataudi, Gurugram, Haryana, India. And my project focus is SDG 5, which is gender equality. And the goal of my project, creating awareness on the value of education and aspiration of adolescent and youth girls. And the outcome of my project, adolescent girls 11 to 18 years identify and articulate their dreams and aspiration. Adolescent girls are able to have open conversation with their parents about their dreams and aspiration and seek support. And parents are aware of the importance of educating their girl child. Next slide, please. So why I thought about this project? Because there are so many problems. So adolescent consists 20% population in India, and at present adolescent girls population is around 10%. Adolescent girls are deprived of basic rights and unable to realize their full potential. And Haryana is lowest sex ratio in India with figure of 879 females per 1,000 males. Due to patriarchal thought, people don't want to have girl child, and they do sex selective abortion, although it is illegal. On an average, a girl in India receives less than 4 years of education in her lifetime. Complexion of secondary school remains elusive for most girls, and the opportunity for skilling to transition from school to the workplace is highly limited. Dropping out from the education system, early marriage, and they entered in a vicious cycle of violence for their whole life. Next slide. And the activities I did so far: adolescent baseline survey in Helimandi, did 250 surveys to parents, perception and challenges and barriers faced by adolescents towards their education and aspiration. And I formed of two adolescent and young girls groups, 15 members in each groups. Discrimination, adolescent and youth rights, aspiration, life skills like collaboration, communication, negotiation. And I did fortnightly meetings with the adolescent groups on challenges faced by adolescent and youth girls at village level. And I engaged parents of adolescent girls through household visit and group meeting on a monthly basis. And I engaged larger community through street theater and created discussion on importance of girls education. And facilitated the youth and adolescent groups to organize wall writing in Helimandi on girls education and create discussion around it. Next slide. I organized poster competition in higher secondary school in Helimandi, did a village level meeting, youth and adolescent girls shared their charter of demand before Sarpanch, village level elected member, and prepare an action plan jointly and requested them to provide transport service in the village. I meeting with school principal and teachers and sensitize them about breaking stereotype careers for girls. Next slide, please. And these are some pictures of my project. Next slide. In the first picture, I'm getting training for breakthrough. And in the third picture, I'm doing meeting with adolescent and young girls. And next slide, please. These are of poster competition and wall writing. Next slide. Again, this is same. Next slide. Next, ये है. Here we are doing street play on girls education, and this is the street play in the school of Helimandi. Next slide, please. This is again same. Next slide. So I participated. I am as a panelist at district level workshop for adolescent, where government officer also there. So this moment is very proudable to me and my parents and my all breakthrough team. So next slide, please. And now, thank you so much.
Good day, everyone. I am CJ, and today I'll be discussing to all of you my project proposal, which is Active Citizenship Imparting Civic Education on 21st Century Learners. Next slide. This is my original Sustainable Development Goal project idea. First, my title stays the same, which is Active Citizenship Imparting Civic Education on 21st Century Learners. I have two SDG goals on my mind, which are quality education and sustainable cities and communities. Along with this, I have also my three goals, which are to raise awareness, to inform youth, and also to acquire the sense of civic responsibilities. Along with this, in my original SDG project idea, I had 60 grade 10 students in the FG Calderon Integrated High School, Manila, Philippines. The question is why this is my project? What come with this my project? Growing up as an high school student, I used to think that critical thinking was one of the lapses in obtaining a quality education in my community. With this, I came up with an idea that since Philippines is a democratic country, I want to showcase how to be a nurtured and a well-defined citizen that will actively participate in government policies, community, and also to be a volunteer. That's why this project is really closest in my mind because I got to participate and volunteer to and give back to my previous school, which is FG Calderon Integrated High School. Next slide. So what are my actions? My actions will be is that this project focus solely on workshop or seminar type together with my target participants. Next, of course, since I cannot do it alone, I partnered or collaborate with the school and also the next student leaders or supreme student government in that school, since they are more courage enough and also brave enough to take part in my activity. Next is my promotion. So my promotion would be number 1, Supreme Student Government along with me. Next is Honorable Vico Soto, Pasig City Mayor. Honorable Hani Lacuna Pangan, Manila City Mayor. Kabataan Party List Representative or an activist is Mr. Raul Daniel A. Manuel. These three are my guest speaker in my initial project idea. And also, along with these, I have 2 social media sites, which are Pasig City Public Information Office, Manila Public Information Office 2. These are my expected outcomes. Number 1, foundation of government, proactive and educated voters, being a youth participant in the policy process. These 3 are actually the central topics of my workshop or seminar. And also, I want in the end of my session or workshop is that all my target participants must strengthen their critical thinking abilities, civic involvement, and also their social responsibility as an individual. Next slide. Before I proceed to my deliveries, I want to showcase here all my learnings in PBL sessions and along with our facilitators. The following were my learnings throughout June to September. Number 1, the 7 project design elements, which we have tackled in project-based learning. These are challenging problems or questions, sustained inquiry, authenticity, student voice and choice, reflection, critique revision, public product. Along with this, I have also designed, develop, and construct tangible solutions aimed at addressing a specific problem within my community, which is to maintain a quality education along with promoting a sustainable cities and communities. I have also actively engaged and participate in the thought process throughout from Taiwan, through our online session to Taiwan. I have participated actively throughout since I believe that all of my learnings will be passed down and I can teach them on the next generation here in my community. Next is that I actively and socially collaborate. I inspire creativity and sustainability. Next, also, I create a positive and cooperative group dynamics because I got to meet all of you from different culture and also I got to learn from your culture too. Next slide. How did I apply what I learned in modifying my project? So, moving on, it has come to my attention that the following 7 elements of project design are crucial in order to develop engaging PBL experiences. I can develop a vast array of skills through the use of PBL, including critical thinking, problem solving, communication, and collaboration. According to what I've also learned, I gain a more profound comprehension of the material and became a more engaged learner through the use of PBL. Through the use of PBL, I engaged in an extended and rigorous research process to find information and develop a solution to the problem I had in my community. And the project I had is also relevant to the real world and have a meaningful purpose because, as I've said, Philippines is a democratic country, and I want everyone to know that I want everyone to know that being an active citizen is crucial in taking part of democratic system process. Additionally, through critic and revision we had, it helped me to improve the quality of my work and produce a final product that is of the highest possible standard. And lastly, the public product gives me a chance to celebrate my accomplishment along with people who are behind my back and to make a real world impact. Next slide. This is my tryout project. I've started it with meeting and collaborating with Supreme Student Government. As you can see in the picture, since we are planning on our project. Next slide. Next picture is that I also had a online meeting with them to plan and to adjust for any possible adjustment, and also had a face-to-face meetup with them. Next slide. This is my participants. As you can see in the picture, we are in a conference hall in FU Calderon Integrated School, and so far I have gathered 48 participants from grade 10 students at FU Calderon Integrated High School. They participate in workshop. We had a lot of games. Along with it, they have learned a lot through our resource speakers. Next slide. These were the keynote speakers. Although there are some adjustments made, but I make sure that my keynote speakers are from reputable institution. First, Mr. Danilo Lumabas. He is a Araling Panlipunan teacher or a history teacher. Next is Mr. Marvin Panginiban. He is working in non-profit organization, which is Student International Manila, which caters the life skills program. And lastly, which is Mr. Alexander Layos, is a director of Manila Youth Development Bureau, which is the office that caters the youth and the youth development in Manila, which is my hometown. Next slide. This was my awarding of certificates. As you can see, I've awarded certificates to all the keynote speakers. Next slide. These also some designs or some part of my event that you can actually see. Actually, I adopted sustainability in terms of recycling because in my stage design, I've almost used papers, scratch papers, and other stuff. Thank you. Next slide. So how can I test my impact of my project? So first, in order for me to find if it's really impactful, I created a pre-survey questionnaire so that I know what are the students' thoughts and also the students' expectations. Next slide. So far, as you can see, 48 over 48 students participants answered, and there are some questions like, what are you looking forward to learning and understanding more about foundation of government? Like they're answering, I'm looking forward to learn what is the purpose of government, types of government, the laws of government, how government works, and many other things that could be discussed by the speaker. And in their right side, what are you looking forward to learn and understanding more about foundation government for the seminar workshop session? As you can see, I have contained a lot of questions for them to also know what are the participants' expectations so that I can deliver this with the amount of effort as much as I can. Next slide.
Sorry,
This
CJ,
is also
our time is your presentation is already given to the jury members, so the juries do have your presentation. We need to speed up a bit. Would you mind going to the latter part of your slide? I know you have the pre-survey and the post-survey questionnaire. It's highly very quantifiable. But could you share with us? Yeah, this slide. Yeah.
Okay. What are my challenges I encountered through the implementation and my solution to them? First, I think one of the challenges I really encountered is that the time limitations, because as you know, my participants are students, and it's also the opening class, which is September in my community. That's why, as cliche as it may sound, time management is really the key. I prioritize and concentrate on the most essential subjects and takes tasks during the allotted time as my solution. And also I divide the workshop into several brief sessions so that I can gradually delve in the subject matter with greater intensity. Also, to further improve my time management, I also delegate specific responsibilities to volunteers or other members of my team. Next slide. What are my future project plans for my project proposal? So one is that during October in my school, we celebrated United Nations Month, which is under one specific subject. I proposed to my partners that every October or every other month, my project can be part of it as long as funding are supported. And since we've also partnered with Manila Youth Development Bureau, it is necessary that we can also implement it to other schools as well and maximize the use of social media. That's all.
Hello everyone, and I'm so excited to share my final presentation. My project is Lady Up, and Lady Up basically means girls should stand up for themselves. And Lady Up is dedicated to improving SDG goals number 4 and 5, and that means quality of education and gender equality. So it's been like 3 years since I've been doing Lady Up, like at my school, with the help of different international organizations. So let's get started. The next slide is, yes, on the left side, you can see my original SDG project ideas that I submitted in my application. And on the right side, you can see what I actually did and what I was able to implement during 1 month in August. So as you can see, I was able to involve high school students, high school girls, and one woman aged 42. So the overall number of participants was 14, and the project was conducted at my school, and it lasted 1 month, and it was actually like twice a week, and each lesson lasted 2.5 hours. And since August is a holiday in Uzbekistan, it was not really challenging to balance my studies and this project. And in my original SDG idea, I wanted to conduct different seminars, workshops, interactive games, questionnaires, and surveys, and coffee breaks. So I'm really excited that I actually exceeded my expectations. And then I wanted to work on physical improvement of girls as well. So starting in each lesson, we did some daily meditations and some light exercises for the body to just scratch and just to get some positive emotions. And in my original idea, I wanted to conduct 3 days of intensive camp on hard skills. So what do I mean by hard skills? They are Python, STEM, and project planning. So I was able to invite some American mentors online, and my participants, so they kind of taught Python and STEM. And then another part of the project was 3 days of intensive camp on soft skills. So they are leadership, public speaking, and independent thinking. So the participants were required to do some projects by themselves, and they were required to give some public speaking as well. And social media promotion was the biggest part, because I was able to do some promotions with other organizations on my Lady Up LinkedIn and Instagram accounts. And then I was able to invite some government authorities. They are the headmaster of my town, school, 3 school principals, and some teachers. So the next slide is, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I learned in my like PBL sessions. So Taiwan was so amazing, and actually I was expected different things, and in reality all my like expectations were exceeded. And Taiwan is a new discovery for me, because like I was not like only immersed in PBL sessions, but also like the culture, the language was so exciting, and I still daydream about those days in July. So main takeaways are that international collaboration and positive feedbacks that I got from Doris and other facilitators. So they were like supporting us like in each and every step. And I think like positive feedbacks and trying to give as much like compliments for students is a necessary skill and the necessary tool to actually improvise our projects. So the next slide is, this is a tryout project, and as I said before, there were 14 students, girls, and 1 woman age 42. So when I announced the application for my project, I saw that 1 woman was applying. She was excited about this project because she does not have any job, she's unemployed, so she wanted to improve her skills. So that was like so kind of responsibility for me, because I have never taught anyone like above my age. So that was kind of stressful and exciting at the same time. But yes, it worked out. And the next slide is that I'm going to talk a little bit about the challenges that I faced in my project. And the biggest challenge was lack of resources, physical resources, because I live in a very rural town. So it's so hard to find a projector and other computer related facilities. So, but anyways, I was able to rent some facilities from my school, and my teachers also helped me a lot during this process. And the next slide is that achievements. So I'm going to talk about like little achievements first. Since we have Lady Up social media on LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube, I was able to increase the numbers of followers on those social media accounts. They exceeded 100, over 100, and I was able to conduct different interviews on YouTube from the participants, and you can watch and go and watch and see what they have to talk about, like testimonials about my project. So the next slide is about the biggest achievements. So after August, I applied to different international awards and recognitions. So I'm very excited to announce that my project was selected for Global Youth Action Fund. So it's from IB organization, International Baccalaureate, and the project was featured on Festival of Hope website. You can also like read those websites, and I was chosen among like 500 applications. So I was the only representative from Uzbekistan. So I'm really excited. Like even in Taiwan, I was the only one. So it was so like exciting to represent my culture, my embroidered clothes. So I still remember those days. And so on the right side, you can see Young Voices Award that I was selected for the UAK organization Teach the Future. So it was also very selective, and I was chosen among like 450 applicants. So I'm really excited that thanks to the Garden of Hope, my project got international recognitions. So if it was not for Garden of Hope, I think it will be even impossible to reach out to international organizations. So the next slide is my final local presentation. So I was able to involve government authorities, the head minister of my town, and school principals, and I was able to invite 3 Oxford students. They're activists for environmentalism, gender equality, and sustainable living. And I was able to host my local presentations in 3 schools in 3 different destinations. So the next slide, and those can represent what I was able to deliver in my local presentation. So those 3 schools are located in cities or rural towns. So in that picture, you can see students from the best school in Karachi, Pakistan, Uzbekistan, and when I was wearing my red dress, I was in a very rural town, so it's very rural, and the students were excited to hear about my Taiwan experience, what I was able to achieve in my local in my tryout months project. So the next slide is my aspirations for future, and even if I get cash prize, the annual award, I'm really excited to do more international collaborations, and I'm really excited to do involvement of women at any age from rural areas, because I grew up in a very rural area, and so it's easy to give up, and because in societies we have societal expectations, cultural views, and stereotypes that are expected from women. So the original idea of Lady Up was actually about raising the voice of women just like me, because when I was young, I was confronted with several societal issues, stereotypes. So Lady Up is just standing for yourself and raising your female voice. So I want to thank you for all of you, and I want to congratulate the Girl Child Day on October 11th to everyone, and thank you so much for your attention.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
I
Go
hope
ahead.
everyone's doing okay, because I just started university 5 weeks ago, and I had barely enough sleep for the past 5 weeks because I had to catch up with a lot of assignments.
Yeah, we can imagine. Yeah. Thank you for taking the
So
time
without further ado,
to prepare this presentation.
no problem. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah.
Without further ado, let's proceed. My project is actually the Nature Care sanitary pads. This project includes distributing reusable menstruation pads made from reusable and washable materials like cotton to marginalized low-income girls in Klang Valley as well as in Kelantan, and gathering data about the perception of menstruation within marginalized low-income girls' household, by creating a survey form which will be distributed to the recipients together with the pads and also to the general public across Malaysia uh, via the Instagram account of my project. If you have the time, you can check it out. It's called Nature Care Sanitary Pads. And also to
Say that again.
reduce
What is that?
the project's Instagram account is called Nature Care Sanitary Pads. I uploaded a lot of fun facts and educational content about menstruation, like fun facts and all that. And I also uploaded a survey form so that everyone across Malaysia can actually fill it out. And also, it's to reduce the knowledge gap of menstruation through the posting of the educational content. There are two target SDG goals this project was working on, which is SDG 4, quality education, as well as SDG 13, which is climate action. And due to issues related to searching for the marginalized low income girls in Klang Valley that caused the delay of the project, approximately 12 pads from 50 pads have been successfully given out to B40 girls in a state, the northern state of Malaysia called Kelantan, during a workshop organized by the Women's Aid Organization. The project goal is reducing there are three project goals, which is reducing the number of one-time use menstrual pads by providing reusable menstrual pads so that they can be used for a longer period of time, and reducing the knowledge gap of menstruation by posting the educational content on the Instagram account, and fighting the taboo and stigma that comes with menstruation by normalizing the topic of menstruation through the educational content posts. So, the inspiration that actually led to this project idea was that I had a friend who used to suffer from period poverty back when I was in my old high school, and her family could not afford to buy like menstruation pads, like sanitary pads for her. And due to that, she had to be absent a lot in school, and it affected her attendance, and she didn't have enough time to like focus on the studies. And that actually even though she was like a good student back in high school, she her grades dropped, and that actually became an inspiration for me to conduct this project. And actually during the tryout action month, on the 13th of August, the Instagram account was created, and a recruitment poster was of the menstruation pads beneficiaries were posted. And from the 19th of August until the 20th of September, the daily educational post about menstruation was uploaded in the Nature Care Sanitary Pads account. And the survey form of about the perception of periods and period poverty was completed and posted on the Instagram page and sent to other networks such as uh, uh, the Children Consultative Council and the Girls Takeover Network, WAO Girls Takeover Network. And reusable sanitary pads, although the initial idea was creating my own reusable sanitary pads made of cotton, due to the time frame, I had to order the pads from an online store, and they arrived to my house at like on the 8th of September. And I've also created like mini goodie bags, which included the pads, the pamphlets of the usage of the pads, as well as the aftercare usage. And it was added into this goodie bag, as I would like to refer it to. And how this project tackles period poverty is by ensuring the health of marginalized low-income girls are taken care of by providing clean and sustainable menstruation pads, and also by increasing educational awareness by creating these educational content surrounding period and period poverty to be that is published in the Nature Care account, sanitary pad account. And that's about it.
Thank you.
I would
Yeah,
like
thank
to share the future plan. I would like to add on. I would like to include the future plans after the trial project. As for the remaining 38 pads, it'll be sent out to marginalized low income girls in Klang Valley, and also to refugee girls if there are the remaining pads are still around. And this project will continue to deliver as many reusable pads to the marginalized low income girls, as well as is planning to include refugee girls to help them out as well. Uh, this project will still gather more data on the perception of periods and period poverty through the survey that will still be open for many people to fill it out. Not to mention, this project has also been planning on creating events related to menstruation and involving guest speakers such as gynecologists to speak, as well as to speak about menstruation and menstrual health, as well as collaboration with the Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development, as well as Simon Darby. That's about it. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you. Yeah, thank you, Karashini. The director of iEarn Pakistan, Suin from Singapore, the assistant director of Better Academy, and also Dr. Zhang from the NTUD school. So I'm going to hand over the mic to our 3 jury members to ask any final questions that you might have for our 7 fellows. Is it okay that we start from our local host, Dr. Zhang from NTUD School?
Okay, let me just start very quick because I think time is very precious. I only have one question for you all. If you don't have any resources, would you be able to sustain your action? And what will be the most challenging part that you have to resolve for your project? That's it.
So if you have no resources, no time, no money, no resources, what are the actions that you'll be able to take? Anura, go ahead.
I remembered when I started my Latia project, at the time, no one actually believed in me because I was only 14 and like being able to gain attention from adults is really challenging. And I think if I don't have any resources like both time and like money, I think I would still do online lessons for girls around the world. So Zoom, there are like internet, Wi-Fi. So I think it, like even sitting at home, I can still teach something and still share like peer support with others. And in terms of like what will be the most challenging part is again like there is still some social pressure, like social pressures and like being perceived as a woman, not as a student, as someone with potential. So stereotypes are like still exist, especially in a rural area. But I'm trying to like confront with them, like solve those issues. So I will be so grateful if I can be a role model for like another young woman. So thanks.
So you utilizing the power of technology with internet, with free resources and tools online. CJ, what's your answer to this question?
I think I would definitely agree with Ainura. Since we are now in 21st century, the adaptation of technology must adopt and also change over time. It is important that we must find alternatives and valuable solution to it. Since my project is a workshop or a seminar, I would prepare it if I don't have resources in a webinar type, since I think during pandemic we've almost done it in our class, in our webinar. So I think it will also be fruitful if in terms of having a well planned and also maximizing the opportunity I have. And I think one challenges that I might encounter on that is, of course, manpower. Manpower in terms of how to handle it in terms of online, since I will gather a lot of participants and it is really confusing at first and challenging, but I think with the help of support of other people, it will get through on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Do any of you, how about we now have director from iEarn Pakistan. Farah, would you like to raise questions for our fellows?
Yes, it was a pleasure listening to all these young women of this dynamic idea to bring change in women's life. I have a question, and not everybody, if time doesn't permit, some of you can answer. This was a journey, I guess, for around a year. So, and you are all at the stage of your life when you are pursuing a career and planning for a future. So participating in this project, did that impact your future plan or your career?
Anybody would like to start? Like Karishni, you mentioned about visiting to Google makes you seriously thinking about pursuing a future studies in IT and engineering.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, like I'm doing foundation in engineering right now, and like I agree that like this project kind of impacts uh, with like when we went to Google, we got a chance to meet some female engineers, and it kind of inspires me to actually continue pursuing in engineering, like in the career of engineering. But at the same time, I'm kind of considering doing engineering because it's a bit difficult, and probably gonna move to IT as well. But yeah, it really did impact me and inspired me to continue pursuing my dream career. Actually, I wanted to be like a environmental engineer because I deeply am concerned about the environment, and yeah.
Thank you, thank you. And Anira, you also raised your hand.
Yes, when I like came home, I realized that I should try to apply to USA and other universities, and I'm also applying to a national university in Taiwan, like if they offer scholarships, because I like getting those international experience really made me like there are so many perspectives, and hearing their stories is like out of the world. So I really want to like implement it, and even I am talking about this Taiwan experience in my essays for applications. So this was kind of the best experience in terms of career, and I realized that I should pursue gender studies with a combination of STEM. So like learning about different gender studies and stereotypes in Taiwan and other countries really made me like come up with different topics in my essays. So I know this is a little like goal for now, but I think like talking about my experiences and sharing, for example, on LinkedIn, can inspire others. And yeah, I'll be very excited if I get accepted to National University in Taiwan because I love Taiwan a lot.
We're very excited to have you. You come to Taiwan as well. Can we also have Queen from Indonesia? How this experience has sort of had an impact on making these future decisions?
I still want to, from this impact, I still want to learning about more things, and I still want to engage in social activities in the future, both within my community and at the international level, because I've seen my mother also who remains active in social activities, and even in her 40s, her spirit remains youthful.
So your mother is somebody who inspires you.
Yeah.
And CJ, would love to hear your answer too.
Personally, all my experiences from online until now is that it's really impactful since the PBL workshop from it started. I'm still all of my learnings from it. I'm still using or applying it in my specific subject in my college since I'm taking business economics as my undergraduate degree. Along with it, I've also all of my experiences. It make impact on my family. I've share all my experiences with them, like how gender equality promotes in Taiwan, how what are the real world issues that are currently facing right now. And aside from this, I had to share also my experiences to my school. So since I believe that it really starts from education, and I have the opportunity also to share all my learnings and experiences with my classmates as well. Thank you.
That's great. And I'm sure that all the PBL facilitators will be very happy to hear that you're still applying what you've learned in the PBL workshops and many of your daily life learnings now. We're going to bring them up for more sharing. But before that, how about we have our last sharing member, Suyun Tae from Singapore. Could you ask like a last round of questions, any that will help you with your deliberation?
Thank you. Yes, thank you everyone for sharing. I am most impressed by how these young women in the room have been so steadfast in the work that they're doing in change making. My question is perhaps also a bit future oriented. If you could work on only one project for the rest of your life, what would it be? Would it be the same if you could make a change? And why?
So the last question, I'm going to have everybody answer it, okay? Keep it brief so that everybody will have the chance to answer. And again, if you can only have the time, the resource, the energy to have one project in your limited lifetime, what will that be? Will it be the same one as the one you're pursuing now? Could you share with us your answer? You can think about it and okay, Anura, you can start, but we'll keep it brief, okay? 1 minute each.
Okay. Yes, I would still go with my Lady Up project because I
Lady
have
Up.
this vision of implementing it in an international scale, like doing it as a non-profit organization. And I envision my future self, 30 years old, as as a CEO of big Lady Up organization. So that is my goal.
Great, thank you. And CJ?
Personally, I'll still do the same project since my project is deeply rooted on democratic system of the Philippines. In the Philippines, we still elect the same people in the government. That's why there's still no progress. And I believe through my project, which is civic education, I can impart valuable learnings and key takeaways to the participants or the students so that in their future, when it's their time to vote or cast their vote, they have the power now to choose wisely and effectively. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, CJ. And who else would like to continue? Karishni, go ahead.
I would actually go with continuing this project because I can see myself in the near future that more girls will be able to access sanitary products like sanitary napkins, and I would really want to encourage the fact of reusable menstrual pads because microplastic pollution is also an issue in Malaysia. So I would like to encourage the girls to use reuse these pads, and I don't want more girls to actually suffer from period poverty like my friend had, and I would really want to inspire more girls to be able to achieve that, to access proper sanitary products. And
Yeah. Thank you, Karishni. Yeah, you have a very clear why. You mentioned about how your friends' experience inspired you. Thank you, Queen. Go ahead. Would you continue your current project?
Yes, yes, because the waste problem still become a big problem in Indonesia. And from what I do in vulnerable issues, and it becomes a problem for women and ecological children like me. So that's why I want to continue. And I think from my project, it has made a lot of social impact. And I want in the future, I still want to do it. Yeah.
Thank you, Queen. Can I have Tasmia? Tasmia, Adora? Tasmia, go ahead. Would you want to continue carrying out your project on recycling on the eco-friendly factory?
Yes. Plastic pollution is major issue in my country, Bangladesh. So I will continue my project and establish spreading awareness and collaboration with my team and international people.
Thank you, Tasmia. Yeah, and Dora.
I think I will continue my project, and in the future, I want to sustain the project. We will expand it and use the grant to set up more returnable bag stations and awareness campaign. And I think this project is actually happen in our lives, so we need to solve the problem. Let our life can have we can have a better living environment. That's all. Thank you.
And thank you, our Garden of Hope team, for everything. And congratulations to our winners and all of our fellows. Thank you. I'll see you next year. Bye-bye.